Hi everyone. Before we get started this semester, I want to take just a few minutes and talk about a research study that you're invited to participate here at MTech. It's called Aligning Multimedia to Hands-On Labs for Construction Education in Trade Schools. Now, that's a mouthful, but let me break it down for you. The purpose of the research is to investigate whether students at MTech's plumbing program learn more effectively when they are given access to multimedia learning tools such as short instructional videos, interactive 3D models, and embedded quizzes inside those models. These tools are built to match the actual lab projects here at MTech exactly, helping students mentally rehearse before performing real-life pipe assemblies. We want to see if this improves quiz and exam scores and hands-on plumbing assembly quality. Now, how are these multimedia tools used? Students in the intervention group will watch videos and interact with models before and during class. They will use quizzes embedded in the 3D viewer to simulate plumbing tasks. Students in the control group will receive standard instruction without the added tools. How student data will be collected and handled. Data will be collected anonymously under a coded ID. No names or identifying details will be gathered. Data will be stored securely and used only for research purposes. Your performance, engagement, and feedback will be analyzed to determine the effectiveness of the tools. So, we will be recording your class sessions. All classes will be recorded regardless of whether you're in the test or the control group. Recordings will include the instructor's screen, like the slides, the videos, and the models that they use, and the audio of the class, so we can hear what's being taught in the class. This helps researchers understand what content was being taught, what tools were used, and how teaching styles and content varied between classes. Now, how are we going to store these recordings securely? Recordings will be saved on an encrypted server with access limited to the research team. They will not be shared publicly. Faces and identifying information will not be used in any research output. All right, let's talk about what information we will be gathering. We will be handing out a Vandenberg mental rotations test. This is a spatial reasoning assessment that helps us understand how different students respond to 3D-based learning. We will also be gathering usage metrics from the 3D model viewer that will measure how long and how often students interact with the 3D models and quizzes. This helps link the time spent studying with 3D models to student performance. We will also be gathering the results from the 3D model quizzes. These are the interactive quizzes embedded in the 3D model viewer. These are the ones that simulate lab tasks in a multiple choice format, and these scores will not be part of your final grade for the course. So no sweat there. They are meant to help deepen your understanding and could potentially help you score better on your exams and quizzes in Canvas. That's actually what we're measuring. That being said, the MTech exams and quizzes are part of what we'll be gathering as well. These are your standard written assessments that are already used in the program. They help measure learning across both the control and the test groups. We will also be gathering data on the results of your practical lab assemblies. After you complete your practical lab assemblies, the professors will go through and grade your assemblies for quality. And this helps us compare hands-on skills between the two groups, not just what you're learning on paper, but how you're installing in the field. And then we already talked about the video and audio recordings of the classes, but it's worth mentioning again. We're recording the professor's screen that they present to the class. We're recording the audio in the class. No faces are recorded. No identifying information is used. This lets researchers understand which topics and tools were used and for how long, and this lets us also see how different teaching styles impact student learning. We'll be gathering the information from the attendance rolls. Understanding who was present in class helps confirm which students were exposed to the lessons. And we will also be gathering information on the Canvas learning management system usage, the interaction reports, and the IP addresses used. This is measuring student time spent on coursework, quizzes, exams, and multimedia in Canvas. And gathering the IP addresses that you use help us match the students' data with from the Canvas LMS with the model viewer usage, with the 3D quizzes, so that we can link how much time spent using the models impacted your final grades. And so that's how we're going to link those two. At the end of the class, we'll be handing out a student satisfaction survey via Qualtrics. This captures the students' feelings about the multimedia experience and includes feedback about learning, confidence, and engagement. Let's talk about the voluntary nature of this research program. Your participation is completely voluntary. You can say yes or no. This will have no impact on your grades or how you're treated in class. You can change your mind and stop participating at any time, and students under 18 will need parental permission. Forms for that will be distributed after the video for both minors, and adults. Thanks for listening. We're really excited about this study because it can make a real difference in how plumbing and other construction trades are taught. If you have any questions, just ask your instructor or any member of the research team. And don't forget to check the handout you'll receive. It covers everything we just talked about. Good luck this semester.